Hey guys, how's everybody doing? How are we doing tonight? Oh, look at Ashley already installing stuff. It's the first comment I saw. There's a storm where you're at, Ivy? Oh my gosh, did you get my comment on TikTok? Because that video you sent me, tagged me in, was pure gold. Pure gold. I'm gonna play it. I was laughing so hard. So if I'm a little red, it's because I was out in the sun today and I was laughing so hard because Ivy tagged me in the funniest TikTok today. It was over the Carly Russell case. So I put it in my description. The first 15 minutes are probably going to be getting to talk to each other. Hello, hi, welcome, those things. And we're going to be recapping Carly Russell. And I think we're going to do another live on her and devote like a whole live for it because that is it's insane what happened, but it's like comedic gold now at this point. Everybody's just like laughing at it. Like the memes, the TikToks, I'm here for them. I am here for them now. She did this to herself. She's, I don't even know. Hello from Springfield. I like that you say that. I actually got the title. It was actually off of a news article we're going to read today. So I was like, whew. I was like, that's a good title. I'm going to use that as my title for tonight. So hello, everybody. I see everybody's in the chat. We got Jan, Summer, Parker. I saw a bunch of people up top. I always scroll down too fast. Mindy, she's here. She said she hasn't been here in a while. We were talking about you the other night. It was last night. We weren't talking bad. It was, where's she at? Where's she been? We were going to do an open panel one night and we're going to have everybody come up and tell their like crazy stories that they have. Because we have some people that have been through with some crazy stuff in the chat. I think it'd be a fun chat to do too. Yeah, her man left her. Yeah, so before we get into tonight's live, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, it does go a long way. If you guys want to... Yeah, if you guys want to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all the fun things, that I ask you to do every time we go live. What? Sorry, probably at the gym. Oh, yeah, I think it'd be fun, Mindy. We can all like do some fun stuff, just like come up and do an open panel. Crime sleuth, and that's what I do. She said I often go to sleep to crime documentaries like they're lullabies. That was me until I got into YouTube. I literally have not turned YouTube off since September of last year. I don't watch TV anymore other than, I know some people are going to come for me but I watch News Nation. Like it's usually just on the TV because I like to, I like the people that are on News Nation. I like to hear their voices and stuff. So they don't bother me throughout the day. So I'll have that going in the background, but I'm usually on YouTube looking around. But if Ivy continues to like tag me into TikTok, I may be going over to TikTok because that platform is pretty funny. It's pretty funny. You set up YouTube playlist and go to bed to them. That's a good idea. That's what I do. I used to listen to, it's so funny because I had this counselor and she was like, you should listen to calming music like the ocean or something before you go to bed. So that's what I was doing because before I was watching ID channel, or Oxygen channel when I used to watch TV before I got into like true crime. And then I was like doing this calming stuff and I was listening to like the waves and the beach. And then that transformed to now I listen to scary stories in the rain when I go to bed for like 3 hours. That's probably not very good. I didn't sleep at all last night either. It was like I had to be in an appointment this morning. It was an hour and a half away and I was so scared that I wasn't going to be like awake. Do you guys do that? Like you'll just stay awake if you feel like you're not going to wake up in time. So your girl's sleepy today, but I'm here. YouTube on BK and TikTok. Yeah, me too. I feel like, yeah, that's all I watch. YouTube playlists are the best though. It's raining there, Jen? It's not raining here. Not yet, anyway. You talk to Summer. She calms you down. Nancy, she calms me down sometimes too. And Vincent. He's usually pretty good at that. He's actually the best at doing that. So if you guys, so before we get started, we need to just address the elephant in the room, who is Carly Russell. So if you don't know who Carly Russell is, she is the girl who broke the internet last week when she went missing, abducted, missing, off the side of an Alabama highway. She's pulled over allegedly to help a toddler, and the police kind of just busted out her story yesterday. She said that she was held by her captors. She was held twice. She got escaped twice. They were feeding her Cheez-Its and they were playing with her hair, even though her hair was braided down to her scalp. It's been one thing after another. The internet has not disappointed. Like, oh my y'all. We went through the Twitter thread last night. I was done. I was dying. It was so funny. And then we found that one TikTok from that guy that was like the Carly Russell situation. Well, he did a part 2. He did a part 2. He's comedic. And then then Ivy sent me. I'm gonna let you guys watch it. It's her ex-boyfriend, will say, but it's hilarious. Where they wear MAGA hats. We'll have to check. Yeah, if you don't know who Carly is, have you been hiding in a hotel for the last week eating Cheez-Its? Yes, with $107 in her sock and a bathrobe that she stole and toilet paper she stole. I'm almost convinced that she was going to go out in the woods by herself. Like, why take toilet paper in a robe? I just don't get that. Like, other than for the chilly night. And then you got your snacks. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird. But if you guys don't know who it is, you're going to laugh anyway, because it's all the same. These are hilarious. So I figured we'd start the night off with a little laugh. Because, damn it, we all need it, you know? We usually, in true crime, and this is so true, in true crime, we normally, when stuff happens like this, it's not a good outcome. Normally we're coming back on to talk about, an unaliving or something. It's not usually as lighthearted as this. I mean, but we all kind of knew from the beginning something was just weird here. Like, just something was weird. Nobody wanted to really say it was weird because nobody wanted to be that person. But we all were like, I think we were all like, this is a little weird. But none the same. We were all looking at the footage. We were trying to figure out, was there someone near the car? Like, what's going on? And there's a fly in here. So if you see my friend, he's a fly. I'll have to name him. But yes. Yeah. So that's what I said. I'll feel so bad if somehow she comes out and she proves like that some orange-haired, balding man captured her, because she said that he comes out of the woods, out of the tree line, and he says, I'm here to check on the toddler. I'm here to check on the baby. And then all of a sudden he picks her up. Like, how does he get from the tree line all the way to her car to get her? Because women are not going to just let somebody come up in their personal space like that. Like, you know what I mean? Not like that quick. Abductions happen quick, but this is just like weird. You know what I mean? Like, coming out of the tree line, she's right beside her car. Why not jump in your car? Like, because you had your door open. Bozo the clown. That's exactly what I thought, Nancy. That's what I was picturing. So we'll do the guy that we saw yesterday. Because some of you guys didn't probably get to see the live. And these are gold. They're in the description. I'm going to put the channel membership. If anyone wants to become a member, I'll put that in the chat. And then I'm going to put their TikToks in the chat as well, because these two, these were the two best. Like, well, three videos in total. And then we'll get on to Idaho. So, but I mean, this was some good stuff. This guy does like all kinds of really funny videos, but these last two, I mean, this is where we kind of caught him, was on this case, and they're pretty funny. And he's spot on.
Yes, it's
okay. So let me make sure we're good to go. Okay.
a toddler out here on the freeway. Is there any way you can send anybody? Because I'm scared for her. Please, somebody come help. Hey, yeah, I called him. Can you see my hazard lights? Yeah, I'm right here. Uh-huh. Look, I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to get here, so don't be asking all these damn questions. Just make sure you right there when I get there, goddamn. Because I'm right here on I-459. It ain't gonna take them that long to get here. So just make sure you right there.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm putting a wig on my seat right now. Just hold on. I gotta make sure like something happen. Shit.
I'm saying, you know it ain't gonna take them long to get there. They right around the damn corner. Tracy shit.
Hold on, can't forget my damn phone. Hold on.
Did you get my snacks and shit?
Yes, I got your damn snacks. Now chill out. Shit. Here I come.
Hey,
What?
have you checked the internet lately?
No, what's wrong?
Check your Facebook page.
They got a camera up there?
Apparently they fucking do.
Shit, I got to go home.
Hold on, let me get a quickie before you leave.
I got to go home.
Hilarious. Hilarious. He's like, quickie. She's like, I got to go home. The next one is so good too. They're all really good. But the last one that you sent me of the ex-boyfriend, the cowboy hat, that guy, that says dollary. Like, that's what my grandma, however he says it, that's what my grandma used to say it. And I was like, I was literally dying. I thought that Vincent was in the other room. And I walked out there to see, like, because I was like, he hasn't come to check on me yet. I'm like laughing so hard. But he was all the way on the other side of the apartment. But I was done. I was done. So here's the newest one. So that was part 1. Part 2 is here. Carly Russell returns
You should
home.
never drop me off at the goddamn gas station. I didn't want to go to
I'm
the
going to
goddamn
rewind it back.
Hello? Yeah, I'm in the damn neighborhood. You should never drop me off at the goddamn gas station. I didn't want to go to the goddamn gas station. You want somebody to see me? I'm already damn running. The lady was rubbing my hair. I heard the baby crying. They was taking pictures. No sexual activities. Man, I can't believe I done did this shit. God damn it. Fuck.
I can't believe I done did the shitties.
Been looking for her ass. I don't know where the hell she at. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her.
Damn!
Hey, I'm home. Where the hell you been?
I'm the dad. Where the hell you been?
Y'all gonna let me in? Yeah, come on. Come on, thank you.
Well, where the hell did you come from?
He said, well, where the hell did you come from? The last one is the best one, I think. I think the last one's the best one, and it's the one that Ivy just sent me. Oh my Lord, I gotta calm down a minute. Did you guys see Cinema Shogun? I don't know if you follow him on YouTube. If you don't, go follow him just for his last video on this case. He couldn't even make his video because he was laughing the whole time. It was last night. I got off the live and I was getting ready for bed and I was laughing so hard because he was laughing. I'm like, this is so funny. Yeah, no sexual activities. She's like, you heard the baby crying. You didn't see the baby. Oh my Lord have mercy. Okay, now this one's good. This one's real good. This one is probably the best one. I think this one, it might be the best one because it gets you. It's good. It's a I gotcha.
Real quick on this Carly Russell situation.
I love
you
his
are
accent.
talking to who I believe is the last man that she dated before this new boyfriend. Yes, that's me. From a small town right outside of Birmingham. When I heard that my ex-girlfriend had gone missing, I immediately knew something was amiss. Yeah, you can see Miss Carly Russell had a habit while we were dating. Not a drug habit or anything like that. It was just like a habit of disappearing whenever she didn't get her way. Yes, I can recall the situation back in 2020. This was during COVID, where she asked me to borrow about $50. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, I ain't have it. I did not. And I let her know. Mind you, this was only 3 months into the relationship. I said, babe, I ain't got it. And she went missing for 4 weeks. 4. I thought the relationship was over. And then one day she comes banging on my door, talking about, did you miss me? Miss you? Babe, I damn near forgot who you was. It was something else. So, you know, fast forward to 3 years later, and I hear that Miss Russell's dating a new man, and then she just up and disappears. I didn't want to say anything at first, but I immediately was like, she'll be back. And then lo and behold, here we are. So I just want to say the moral of the story is be careful who you listen to on this app, because I just made every bit of that up. I sure did. I don't know who the hell that woman is. We've never had a relationship. And I just opened up this camera and spoke to you extemporaneously for 2 minutes, making shit up. I know it's all a lie. So yeah, be careful, because people will get on this app and do exactly what I just did. And it's fun. It's real fun. I think I'll continue to do that. Just want to chime in real quick on the
He said, I think I'll continue to do that. Man, that guy made me laugh so hard. I had to turn my camera off because I had to blow my nose. Because my eyes start to water when I laugh. Oh my Lord. He said she asked me to borrow $50 and I didn't have it. He said she went missing for 4 weeks and he said, I knew right then she'd be back. I'm sorry. Ivy started it. I had to get us a good laugh before we got into the other stuff. But man, how am I going to read now? I'm like, feel like I'm crying out of like my nose and on my eyes. Good thing I don't wear makeup. Oh Lord, that was funny. That guy, I love him. Is that his real accent? I wonder. I haven't checked out his other videos yet, but I love his accent. And if he just put it on for Alabama and he put the hat on for Alabama, I love that too. But that's entertaining. Oh yeah, I will. Okay, I will. Woo. Woo, man. Lord. I have to like calm my eyes down for a second. And we're at 18 minutes. I said the first 15 to 20 would be about Carly Russell and us laughing at her because it's funny. And he said he just lied. He's like, I just lied to you for 2 minutes. And then that's the funniest part about it, because I really thought, like, I was like, maybe this is like her ex-boyfriend, you know? And like, because the likes are pretty high and everything, and so I wasn't paying attention, you know? And like, I was just listening, and then when he said, and I just lied to you, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's good. That's really good. So, every time I go onto that page, it decides it wants to do that. Let me check my email real quick. And then, like I said, tomorrow I have a really big, oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that Crime Sleuth, and let me open that one. Let me show. Twitter didn't disappoint, neither did Crime Sleuth, and with her tweets. Where am I at? Go over this way. Okay, let me go right here. Let's see. Look at this one. She found the culprit. But I like Prince Harry, but this is funny. She found with the granola bar. I didn't notice the granola bar earlier. That's funny. Oh, man. Hey, at least if we're all going to hell, we're all going together, you know? There's 80 of us going together. If we're all going together for laughing, you know? Just saying. I thought that's way more accurate. That's funny. Oh, thanks, Brooklyn. She said, I love Tanya's laugh. Oh, man. Woo. I need to start doing reaction videos because this is funny. This is fun. This is some good stuff. Man, that guy was so funny. I put the links in the chat. I think this one was the last one. Let me see. That one is the first one that we watched. The first guy. That's Seriously Floss the Mac, I believe. And then this guy is William Way and EUSA. I guess that's how you say it. I'll put them both in there. Because, like, oh my Lord, that's so funny. Man, that's so funny. That was, like, hilarious. I'm so glad that Ivy came in. That was perfect timing. Because I was like, I hope Ivy's in there, like, early. So, you know, because, like, I wanted to play him in the beginning because it's entertainment. So this is like, I'm working on my little thumbnail for tomorrow, but I have a big show for tomorrow. Let me blow my nose really quick because if not, I'm not going to be able to read. When I laugh, like, I don't know what it is. I think it's the metal, but my nose always runs. Like, and my eyes, it's not just like, it's like, I don't know. It must be when I'm laughing really hard, just like normal people, but I don't know. It's just funny to me. I'm just like, oh, I can't breathe. Okay, so I'm better now. Tonight, maybe I'm better. We're going to talk about Brian Kohlberger, the Idaho 4. the usual. Let me see where all my tabs are. Oh, I have this one actually open. Let me stop the screen and then share this other screen with you guys. But we are going to go over and do another live on, before we get started with Idaho, we're going to do another live over Carly because I'm pretty sure that Nancy Grace came out with a video on it. And we haven't seen our girl Nancy on this channel in a long, long time. But she did a video over it, I guess, over the whole thing. And I think Ickamil was playing it tonight. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Trigger warning, Brian Colbert. Yeah, trigger warning now. But I found this article and I just thought it was really interesting. Let's see. So, and the live tomorrow will be at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. I was just seeing if I had any notes going on here. Ivy, you have the best, like, personality. Like, I love it. It shines through on your TikTok. Because, like, you know, I don't really get to see you guys. So I love that when people follow me over here. And and if you are following me over there, like, and I'm not following you back, just, like, message me. Say, hey, it's me. Follow me. And I will. Because I love seeing you guys. I think it's so awesome. I actually got to hear Summer's voice like a month ago. And I was just like, oh, my gosh, that is the cutest voice I've ever heard in my life. She sounds like a Southern belle. I was like, it's so cute. And then I made Vincent listen to it because he wanted to listen to it. He's like, I want to hear her. It's nice because whenever you're in the chat, like I'm in the chat or I'm on the live, but you guys hear me every night, but I don't get to hear you guys. So it's always fun. My TikTok is, let me actually put it in the thing because I don't know. There we go. Thanks, Summer. I'm like, I actually don't remember. It's like, I think some of them are like Titanium_built. Like one of them is. But I think that one's just TitaniumBuilt. It is. I did get my name for that one. Cool. So this is it's like an 18-minute article. It's not really long. It's not compared to like Howard Bloom, but it goes over some stuff that I had never really heard before. And it was pretty interesting. So, I want to just go over it. I found this actually yesterday, and it was put out on the 14th, I believe, July 14th. It goes over like the sleuths that have come out in this case and like, through like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, all this, social media platforms, Facebook, everybody is totally following this case. I think everybody in the country knows about this case pretty much. I went to meet a new doctor today and she asked me if I worked. And I was like, well, no. I'm just kidding. I said, yeah, I do YouTube and I have a boutique. But I told her about my YouTube channel. She asked me where I got my content. And I said, oh, I do it over true crime. My content kind of comes to me in a way. Hey, Jando, I like your little picture and your little thing though. It's cute. Oh, following me. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I want to try to get over, like, I'm only at like 300 and some, but I want to get to over 1,000 so I can do lives because I have over 1,000 on my boutique page, but I want to do them over there too. Like, my TitaniumBuilt. But I'll read through this and we'll just kind of talk through it as we go. And then I did grab a couple clips, like video clips, because a couple of the things in here, I was like, that didn't sound right. So I have a couple clips too. And then tomorrow's show is going to be over like new footage that's been coming out over the Idaho 4, new video, new audio, and all that kind of stuff. And you know how I feel about that stuff. I'd rather watch paint dry than watch a video about a car that we don't know if we see or not. So we're going to debunk some stuff tomorrow, hopefully. And we'll do like open panel or something. You had 3,000 and got banned? Summer, that's a lot of people. I'd be mad. What'd you do? What did you do? I forget. I think you told me, but I want to hear it again because that's entertainment right there. So I'll read the top again. It says, after 4 University of Idaho students were killed, TikTok and Reddit sleuths swarmed the campus. The community is still struggling with the wreckage they left behind. And I want to throw YouTube in there too because they didn't put YouTube in there. I would make another account. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit for you too. Because I'm actually reading it on a different screen tonight. Let me see, actually. You know what? I'm debating on whether I want to read it from here or here. I think I can read it from here. The reporters arrived in news vans and satellite trucks that tunneled down King Road and colonized parking spots outside the crime scene. TV producers crowded into the corner club, chatting up students for tips and gossip, mispronouncing the town's name, Moscow, instead of calling it Moscow. Nancy Grace, the cable news host, famously obsessed with morbid crimes, set up a table right outside the crime house so she could gesture at the building on air while speculating about the last sound they heard before dying. The story was irresistible. 4 University of Idaho students brutally stabbed to death in the middle of the night. The killer still at large, no suspects, motive unknown. I'm going to have to blow this up a little bit more. Maybe if I can. Nope, I can't. Then the sleuths came. TikTok detectives, true crime podcasters, they descended on the town with theories to float and suspects to navigate. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch this back, guys. Sorry. I'm going to switch it over to here. Oh, that's so much better. I don't need it that big now. I was trying to share it on my other screen, and so if I share it this way, it's just easier, but it's harder to see the chat. So I'm going to move my iPad over. That way, hopefully I can see the chat too. A little better. If you need to get my attention, just put my name in all caps or something. Hopefully I could see that. And also, let me think. Yeah, I think that's all. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, all that good stuff. I'm a famous Tumblr. I never got into Tumblr. Is that how you call it? Is that how you pronounce it? Hey, Princess Meg Elsa, welcome in. Yeah, I can read this better over here. Where were we at? The sleuths came. It says TikTok detectives, true crime podcasters. They descended on the town with theories to float and suspects to investigate. They rifled through the victims' digital lives, hunting for clues that might crack the case. In a niche Facebook groups, they shared their findings. Did a history professor plot the murders in a jealous rage? Was the nearby fraternity involved? What about that hoodie guy on the Twitch live stream standing behind 2 of the victims at the food truck? Days passed without an arrest, then weeks. Frightened students fled the campus. The local police, overwhelmed with tips. Oh, here, let me turn my mic up a little bit. Sorry, my mic keeps going down a little bit. The local police, overwhelmed with tips, begged the public to stop calling with unvetted information, but people just kept coming. Dark tourists arrived to take pictures of the house where the murders happened and post them for bragging rights on their Reddit forums. Someone turned up outside the police line with ghost hunting equipment to communicate with the victim's spirits. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? So that someone had turned up outside the police station, like with ghost hunting equipment to communicate with the victims. Yeah. A TikToker with about 100,000 followers tried to identify the killer with tarot cards. And I have an update with her too. Let me grab my drink. The distinction between professional reports and clout-chasing cranks blurred into one unwieldy mass of noise and disruption and fear-mongering. I don't know why I can't say that. Fear-mongering. Locals turned bitterly on all of it, treating the press like hostile occupiers. They hung signs to mess with TV reporters, live shots, and it says, F you, Nancy. Grace read one. Oh, I forgot about that. And posted notes on their doors begging journalists to go away. One local bar owner publicly fantasized about punching reporters in the face. Wonder who that bar owner was. As the search for the killer dragged on, rumors spread unchecked. Let me see, actually, something. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys, because I think it's a little bit too small for you. If you want to, like, read along. Oops, there we go. That might help a little bit there. And welcome in, everybody. As the search for the killer dragged on and rumors spread unchecked, the friendly little college town seemed to harden and crack. People were scared and suspicious of one another. The press couldn't be trusted, neither could the police. Locals installed some security systems and took out restraining orders. They bought guns. A suspect was arrested 6 weeks after the murders, but by then it almost didn't matter. The sleuthing couldn't stop now. People were too dug in, too invested in their pet hunches and favorite suspects. People questioned whether the police had the wrong man. Some floated potential accomplices. Conspiracy theories lingered, and so did the unease. Don Anderson, a retired high school teacher who'd lived in Moscow most of his life, couldn't believe how different everything felt. In some ways, the frenzy that followed the murders was just a disruptive to the community as the crime itself. Before all this, he said, nobody locked their doors and nobody was on edge, including him. One day in February, someone called the police claiming they planned to go into Moscow high school and start shooting. Police quickly figured out it was a hoax. The call wasn't even coming from Idaho. But Anderson found himself speculating about the motive behind the threat. Was it a prank by some outsider obsessed with the murders? A sinister warning of more violence to come? Was the town just a permanent magnet for voyeurs and creeps, now synonymous with the worst thing that ever happened there? I'm beginning to wonder, Anderson told me, if we're ever going to be the same. I didn't know that. Do you guys remember the call, the bomb threat? I don't know if I remember that. No, Ashley, it is not for your phone to be that hot. Were you outside with it, though? Because it's probably really hot where you are. Huh. And welcome in, everybody. Oh, you're not too late, but you missed some funny stuff, Amanda. You have to go back to the beginning for the Carly Russell TikToks, because they are definitely worth the watch. They're definitely worth the watch. But good news is we just got into Idaho. Not too long into it. Yeah, so I don't remember the bomb threat being called in. It says it was founded to be a hoax, not even coming from Idaho. Like, for some reason, I feel like I remember that, but then again, I don't know. You took it out of the box 2 hours ago? I'll take that thing back. That's too hot, yeah. You don't remember all that about the bomb? Me either. I don't know if I do or not. I feel like it, but I feel like that could be something else, a different case. When I arrived in Moscow in February, the initial media circus had passed. Brian Kohlberger had been arrested 6 weeks earlier for the murders of 4 students, Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. And the judge had placed a gag order on everyone involved in the case. The news trucks would return once the trial got underway, but for now, things were relatively quiet. Kohlberger chose not to enter a plea last month in effect pleading not guilty. I just thought of something. So because there's rumors speculating, I haven't seen the interviews that Ian Harsh is back on the scene and he's coming back out saying that the defense has questioned him and stuff regarding this case. So how is he not placed under a gag order, and how is he out here talking to people on YouTube right now? I just realized that. I'm pretty sure I heard that he was back on the scene. If you guys have seen him out and about, let me know in the chat. But yeah, because I'm just thinking if he's involved in the case in any way, he would be part of the gag order, and then he would be in trouble for doing so. He is making the rounds again? Oh, man. They're paying. I did hear they're paying him. Why? Why would anyone pay Ian Harsh money? The guy lied once. After that, I'm done with you. Nope, not getting a second time. No, nope, not way. No way, Jose. They don't even try to come over to this channel. You ever notice that? Like, they do, and they sneak in our chat, they come in, they'll talk for a minute, and then they peace out, and they just know better. They just know better, because I don't even entertain it. It's like WSU mom Kim's out there still. She's just out in all these chats, and it's like, honey, you know what you said happened to these 4 individuals? And she just is in the chat like nothing even happened. Like, she didn't say Xana Kernodle's hands were taken off her body. And Kaylee's heart wasn't ripped out. And then I see her in a chat just chilling. I'm just like, really? That's how this case is going to go. Before too long, she'll probably have a damn channel with 10,000 subscribers. Watch out. I bet you. Watch out, y'all. I'm calling it. I'm calling it now. It says, I'd been drawn to the town like everyone else by the eerie facts of the murders and the still eerie profile of the suspect, a former criminology student at nearby State University. Or, sorry, I've said that university twice. Washington State University. The details already in circulation were chilling. A car resembling Kohlberger's white Hyundai Elantra could be seen on surveillance videos driving by the house several times shortly before the attacks. Police linked his DNA to a leather knife sheath left on a bed, and his phone history suggested that he'd been near the house 12 times in the preceding months. Once I got to Moscow, however, I found myself fixating less on the crime than on its aftermath, the wreckage left behind when the media and the sleuths had cleared out. Located on Idaho's western border, Moscow is known around the state for a certain mountain hippie vibe. Students joke that the town is permanently stuck in the 70s. It has a lively folk dance scene and an independent theater that shows classic horror films. Main Street is lined with brown brick buildings that house quiet or quirky small businesses, including Amsterdam, a purveyor of a boutique olive oil, and the Breakfast Club, known for its world-famous cinnamon roll pancakes. Those sound good. But even months after the murders, the town seemed traumatized. No one wanted to talk about the case, on the record or off. When I introduced myself as a reporter, people recoiled. My efforts to talk with the victims' neighbors were met with exasperation and anger. At one door, I found a sign that read simply, "We have no statement, leave us alone." Eventually, I resorted to writing apologetic notes with my phone number and leaving them on windshields and doorsteps. Nobody called. And I remember when Nancy Grace was there. Do you guys remember that? Nancy, she was like, that we saw the signs. I was like, F you, Nancy, we saw that one. And like people were saying no comment. When Bullhorn Betty was there, the guy that was in the truck with the American flag hanging out the back of it, they were cussing at each other, which is, I mean, that's normal for her, but, you know, maybe not normal for that guy. Very, very, very crazy. And it just keeps getting crazier. Well, actually, I don't know. I think we're actually getting more used to it now. I don't think things that surprise us as much anymore. Not me, anyway. But welcome in, everybody. Hey, guys, welcome in. Thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you guys so much. I know that other people are doing lives and stuff, so I appreciate you guys being here. Especially because I'm reading, you know. But it's a good article. It says, at the offices of the University of Idaho campus paper, The Aragon, I found a masthead worth of students, journalists, gloomily disillusioned with journalism. Months of unseemly behavior by a scoop-desperate press corps had dimmed their view of the profession. They seen cameramen hide in bushes on campus, and reporters try to sneak into dorms. Now that is creepy. I don't know what reporter was trying to sneak into a dorm, but that's creepy to me. I mean, they're young adults, yeah, but they're still like kids to me. Do you know what I mean? Like those dorms are supposed to keep them safe. Like, and you got people trying to like sneak into them. Oh my Lord. They'd seen TV correspondents shout hostile questions at teenagers still processing their classmates' deaths as if the kids were provocating politicians. In one notably unsavory episode, a tabloid photographer tracked down one of the roommates who survived the attack that night and took paparazzi-like photos at her parents' house for the Daily Mail. I think we all know those pictures. Abigail Spencer, a reporter for the Aragon, told me that she was struggling to square the heroic stories she learned in journalism classes with the reporters who invaded her campus. We're taught they're all Cronkite, she said. They're not. Okay, we're not going to even try to pronounce the first name. We're just going to, Hayat, we're going to try it. Hadia Tark, who was the paper's editor, told me the rude behavior had helped her understand the wider antipathy towards the press. No wonder people hate you, she sometimes found herself thinking. She was alarmed by the extent to which professional news outlets appeared to deliberately stoke the online ecosystem of conspiracy theories about the case. The TV news bookers always seemed so nice and thoughtful when they were asking for interviews, but once the cameras turned on, Tyreek told me the questions were invariably aimed at getting her to theorize about the murders in a way that might get traction in the true crime forums. Experiencing this had helped her understand why so much of the coverage felt weird or inaccurate or sensational. It is 100% trying to feed the audience, which is the internet sleuths, she told me. That kind of dirty secret I'm starting to realize. or she said that's the kind of the dirty secret I'm starting to realize. Perhaps more disturbing than the vulturous reporters or the vortex of TikTok speculation was the way the media and the sleuths seemed to encourage and sustain each other, their priorities converging in a vicious ouroboros. I don't even know what that means. We gotta be looking that crap up. Look at me, looking up words for us. A circular symbol depicting a snake. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Okay. It means conveying a snake or converging in a vicious, like, snake-like way. I'm going to read the chat. I'm just reading the chat for a minute. Princess Mega Elsa with her little flags. That's me with the flags. Nancy brought her table and chair. She did. She sure did. She. And remember her neon green gloves? I think she said her kid made her those gloves because I was making fun of them one night. And I think she said her kid made them for her. And I was like, oh man, didn't mean to do that to you, Nancy. But yeah, those things were bright. It says, man, I don't know if I could. Could you imagine though, like Nancy's just on your doorstep? That'd be nuts. I'd be so scared of her because she's so, like, it's just Nancy, you know? I would just be like, whatever you want. And are we good on like because like I don't want anyone to be on the slow mode if it's like, you know, people are in the chat. Like if the chat's not going too fast, let me know. It says, meanwhile, some unlucky Moscow residents were still struggling to resemble their lives after becoming main characters in murder-related conspiracy theories. Rebecca Schofield, a history professor at the University of Idaho, was suing the TikToker who accused her of plotting the students' murders because of a completely fabricated love affair with Kaylee Gonzalez. And I have an article to read after this for you guys, or like a little news clip. The TikToker is actually countersuing. It's so bad. The TikToker denied any wrongdoing, and police have said that Schofield was not a suspect. Friends of a recently deceased Afghanistan veteran were fending off Gula speculation on social media that he was involved in the crime. Jeremy Reagan, a law student who lived... I'm sorry, guys. I can't even say his name without giggling. Do you guys remember Jeremy? Okay, remember Jeremy? DNA Jeremy? I forgot about him. He's like, come take my DNA. And we're like, will someone just go get the kid's DNA? He's like begging for you to get his DNA. Like, he was like, will someone please take my DNA? Like, no one thinks you're the suspect, Jeremy. No, we didn't. No one thought you were the suspect. I didn't anyway, but yeah, it says here, so I didn't mean to laugh, but man, it says Jeremy Reagan, a law student who lived in the victim's neighborhood, became a target when he gave a handful of TV interviews about the murders. Sleuth studied his body language and parsed his facial expressions. It reminds me of Ted Bundy when he would talk about murders, one observed. Very disconcerting, another said. Soon they started mining Reagan's Facebook profile for clues. A bandage on his right hand was treated as especially incriminating. How did he cut himself? Same with a 4-year-old Facebook post that mentioned a rave. Guys at raves chase women and do drugs. Many things to note. One sleuth deduced. The girls partied, he mentioned that. Did he try to party with them? Did he actually party with them? Did he turn down by them? Was he turned down by them? Reagan, hoping to clear his name, volunteered to take a DNA test. The police never named him as a suspect. I think he's probably disappointed a little bit. Just like I think he just was happy that he got that little bit of airtime. But because he was so introverted, oh man. But the online sleuths kept digging, even contacting his friends for intel, and the menacing messages from strangers kept piling up. Reagan started carrying a gun. Just having it on me gives me that extra sense of security, he said in a cable news interview, especially now where the cyber sleuths may or may not come. As with every gruesome crime scene that attends true crime status, the Moscow case has been a career maker for some people in the media. 3 separate book projects are reportedly in the works. I only knew of one book project, and that was of with James Patterson. So I guess there's 2 more out there. Like, they're gonna have like movies over this, TV shows or whatever. It's gonna be crazy. DNA Jeremy, yeah, Summer. Man, I might have to bring that video back. We might have to go backwards or something. Yeah, we keep giving. Yeah, they keep getting more. Yep, more and more suspects. Did you see my video, Ivy? I did one on like unusual suspects. I think that's what I named it, or something weird like that. And I did like a video inside of the video to show like all of the people that have been blamed for this that didn't have anything to do with it. And it was a 20 named. I think it was named off 20 names. I think 20, 19 or 20. And then people were still like adding them in the comments. Let's see where we at. So here. As with every gruesome crime that attends true crime status, the Moscow case has been a career maker for some people in the media. 3 separate book projects are reportedly in the works. News Nation, the upstart cable channel that launched in 2021, has seen record ratings for its wall-to-wall coverage. Its lead reporter on the case, Brian Enton, has amassed 500,000 Twitter followers and been profiled in Vanity Fair. Now, I don't know if we would say Brian Enton or Banfield is the number one person on this case, because I think they've equally done. I think Banfield's done more videos over this than Brian Enton has. I mean, Brian was boots on the ground though, and I love Brian's reporting personally. That's my personal opinion. I love his reporting. John and Laura Mathis knew right away that the Moscow murders would be a big story for them. The Las Vegas-based couple host a popular true crime podcast called Hidden. It's called like Hidden True Crime, I think. He's a forensic psychologist, she's a former TV reporter, and they have a strong grasp on which cases will pop. The key here, John told me, is that the case began with an unsub, police lingo for unidentified subject of an investigation. There was a mystery to be solved, John said. Nobody knew who the suspect was. There was a huge amount of uncertainty, and people want to play the role of Sherlock Holmes. The grisly murders also exploited some of the most basic human fears. The idea of a group of people asleep in their home at night being attacked randomly, it's literally a nightmare, John said. As its root, the couple believes true crime sleuthing is about the psychological desire to bring order where there is none, to make sense of a world that seems scary. The mind wants the world to make sense. John told me, we're constantly looking for patterns even when they don't exist. There's a lot of research that shows that we don't like things to be random or uncertain. Lauren acknowledged that she doesn't adhere to the same journalistic standards she did when she was a reporter. She indulges in conjecture. She tries to meet her audience where it is. I never portray myself as the podcaster who's going to solve it or has the answer, she told me. I become just like my listeners. None of us know. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's speculate together. Let's find clues together. That's what we kind of do. There are times when she feels uncomfortable with the more fever swamping aspects of this ecosystem. The rush to turn random people into suspects and then demonize them. The lack of accountability when a theory is debunked. It can feel a little gross. I've been a network reporter, Lauren told me, and I am in this really bizarre true crime community trying to find my footing as a professional. But the Mathises also bristle at the lack of respect they get from mainstream news outlets. And I'll hear this part because this got my ears perked up. They know that they were the first to discover a years-old internet forum in which Kohlberger had discussed suffering from visual snow syndrome, a disorder associated with depression, anxiety, and insomnia. Rather than crediting their scoop, CNN used a TikTok video of Lauren discussing the story to illustrate the irresponsibility of online sleuths. When the New York Times eventually broke the visual snow story, CNN featured the paper's reporting. So I'll play this I'll play it right here. Well, yeah, I could play it right here. Could take a break and then go back to it. So she said that they didn't get credited for it, but they did. They got credited for it on News Nation on January 11th. I'm not sure when the CNN one came out, but I was looking at, we could watch this and it'll just kind of take us back to what they said. It'll break up the reading a little for us.
There is still one big unanswered question hanging over the Idaho murder case, and that is why? If Bryan Kohberger really is the killer, why? Why did he do it? Right now, it appears there is only one person in the world who knows the answer, and Kohberger ain't talking. But there might be a way for the rest of us to retrace the steps that led him into that cold Moscow jail cell. A series of posts that were found online, some of them really disturbing, just might have been written by Kohberger when he was a teenager. Here's an example from 2011 when he was 16. It reads, "I see a large intensity of black, yellow, white fuzz. It makes my mind fizzle, and I can barely keep in the bounds of reality. It is as if the ringing in my ears and the fuzz in my vision is simply all of the demons in my head mocking me." Dozens and dozens of posts like this were written on a site called Tapatalk, in a forum for people who believed that they were suffering from a condition called visual snow syndrome. News Nation has not been able to independently verify that these are Kohberger's early posts, but there are strong indications that they are. And I'm joined now by the two people who found them. Lauren Mathias is a reporter who's been following this case very closely, and John Mathias, her husband, is a clinical and forensic psychologist who's done a deep dive into what the posts might mean. Together, they host the Hidden True Crime podcast. And welcome to both of you. Lauren, how did you make this discovery, and how did you link it to Bryan Kohberger?
Yeah, it was the Hidden True Crime team that did this together, and there was a verified email address that we used that uncovered these writings from 2011. The post, the photo looks to be a side-by-side of Bryan. The username.
Now I'm just going to put this here. I love the Mathises. I do. I love them as a couple. But they had to go back till 2011 to find these posts in a Tapatalk account. Like, what the hell's Tapatalk? No one knew what Tapatalk was before that. How much money we want to place a bet, like what is it, a wager on it? Because I don't bet. You can tell I'm not a betting woman. That her team found that, like someone in her team that's like a super sleuth, because who goes back in a Tapatalk account for 11 years, 12 years and find it? She said she found it. Yeah, the Mathises are saying they did. They did cover the Vallow case extensively. I think that that was their first case. I think that's what she said.
Is an email that he used, as well as his rapper name. He did some raps online, and he confirms his own birthday and a relative's address, as well as living in Pennsylvania. So things do seem to add up, as well as the hundreds of pages that we have poured over reading. Everything matches up to look like this is Bryan Kohberger writing as a 16-year-old boy.
And there's like an array of writings. You say hundreds and hundreds of pages. That's just remarkable to start with from a teenager. But this went from 2009 to 2012, I think ages 14 to 17, John. And just sort of your overall impressions of the body of work as you went through it.
I think there's a couple pieces here that are most relevant. There's a couple pages that really kind of speak to his mental state at the time, but I think the overall picture that emerges here is this is a very troubled adolescent with many mental health issues. In fact, there's so many symptoms that he identifies, it's hard to know where to start.
I mean, it's sad and scary, sort of all at the same time, to hear that, because you think of a teenager suffering, but then you think of the person we're talking about, and it's hard to feel any sympathy at all if he's indeed the killer. Lauren, in 2009, the posts were pretty short. But then in 2010, they start to get longer. They're more confessional. They don't talk so much about his visual snow condition, whereas, it's a physiological situation where you see, a snowy outlook on life, basically. But these ones were more about his childhood and his life. Let me read this one. "I can't remember anything recent or anything from childhood. Now I am just a blank soul living in the now. My mind is never not on visual snow, and I always wonder what a normal person would be doing while I sit there and suffer. This whole thing has made me crazy. I feel like my life is pointless because people can think about times with parents, childhood, memories, and be happy, and I won't be able to. Do we know, Lauren, if he ever got any help for this? If he saw a doctor, if anybody reached out to him and, tried to treat him?
We don't know what medical help he got. We do see that on these posts throughout these years, he tries different diets. He works really hard to try an array of diets, which actually confirms what a relative and friends have said about him being a very strict vegan or strict eater. It seems that he thinks that's the cause of what is called visual snow. And I think that, but again, it goes further than these physical symptoms, which is why I had to, take this to my husband, Dr. John Mathias, because it talks, as you mentioned, about demons. It talks about him feeling like a criminal in one point, yet he doesn't have a record. And that's why I said, John, like, you've got to look at these. What do these mean? This can't all be health issues, right?
Well, one of them, let's talk about that, John. In 2011, he's sort of latching onto this toxin theory. He says, I'm going to talk to a good neurologist about this, one that is very open-minded. I think this really is the cause. It might be the arteries being inflamed. It could hurt very bad. This seriously could be an issue that's undiagnosed. And then he goes on in 2011 and starts to tell people how to treat themselves. Like, he starts kind of telling other users what they need to do for their problems. And here's what he says. Visual snow is caused by toxins in our body. These toxins range from yeast overgrowth all the way to fungus. I believe I caused my visual snow by too much toxins from the sweetener I used, and also too much caffeine chemicals. I also lived in a moldy house. When something is happening in your brain that shouldn't, chemicals are being released that shouldn't. These chemicals are released because we have toxins that our body doesn't want. It is going haywire. John, do we know if this might have been the start of him becoming a vegan to try to treat himself? Because it certainly looks like he's telling everybody to, eat plant-based diets and fruit juices to heal themselves.
It does seem like he became vegan around that time. This is also a time that's consistent with him losing a significant amount of weight. One point I want to make, though, about the visual snow is that, to me, one of the issues here is that he wants to attribute all of his problems and all of his mental health problems to the visual snow, right? And that's a big question mark about whether is the visual snow causing the mental illness, or is it the other way around? Is it the mental illness that's contributing to physical and somatic symptoms? Psychologists call that somatization. So I think it's a stretch to go from visual snow to the things he's talking about, the screams, the demons, right? Those are in the moral domain. Those are not in the medical domain. So he's taking some of these medical issues and he's trying to force them into this mental illness box, I think, to some degree, when in fact we're probably talking about something that has more to do with values and is more about moral judgments, like being a criminal, than it is about medical issues.
And this one last line, he says, I feel like coming to terms could be a bad thing. It's ominous. Excellent work, both of you, Lauren.
I got her before she said, thank you for watching, super loud. But yeah, so they did say in the article that they didn't get their due, their said due for that. And I was like, no, they did. Because I remember seeing this on News Nation back when it came out in January or December, I think I said January. But they did say that, I guess CNN didn't accredit them with it. Yeah, I like listening to them. They're cute because they're like, hubby and wife. And she's so really cute with him because she, like, everything that she says, like in this article, if you read this article, she says, John told me, I heard from John, like, and it's, I don't know, like it's almost like he's like, he like not speaking for her, but he helps her with her words and stuff. But she's very intelligent. She was a news correspondent for a pretty long time. So I just wanted to kind of break away from the story, and I will get back to the article. It doesn't have too much. It's not too much longer at all. It says, the appetite for coverage of cases like this one, Lauren told me, is not fizzling out anytime soon. She sees their podcast as a force for good. We either need to embrace this and be respectful, responsible voices in this community, or watch it become a bigger volcano. Couldn't agree more. There are dozens of Facebook groups dedicated to unpacking the Moscow murders. The largest one has more than 222,000 members. Wow. When I joined the group several weeks after Kohlberger's arrest, I expected the forum to be quiet. The case was in a holding pattern. What would the murder hobbyist even have to talk about? It turned out deeply naive. The group was buzzing. There were chat threads for people to speculate about Kohlberger's motive. There were chat threads for people convinced that Kohlberger didn't do it. A large contingent of members were busy building the okay, sorry, I'm gonna read that again. A large contingent of members were busy building the case that a Mexican drug cartel was involved. One key piece of evidence, an image from Google Maps that showed shoes hanging from power lines in the victim's neighborhood, a purported sign of drug activity. Though a quick Google search reveals that shoes can be a memorial for someone who's died. Others latched on to a stray comment made by Kaylee Gonzalez's father about how she researched child trafficking. Had Kaylee gotten herself crosswise with a powerful child trafficking ring? How deep did this go? Groups like this one invariably attract a fair number of weirdos. Kohlberger himself was reportedly known to hang out in crime-related forums, identifying himself as a criminology student. Some people have even speculated that anonymous Reddit comments posing theories about the Idaho murders came from Kohlberger himself. But there was something else about the Facebook chatter that unnerved me. While the content wasn't explicitly political, the group's mode of thinking bore a striking resemblance to the hives of conspiracism and paranoia that have infected America civic life. Sorry about that. My reading skills were not there for a minute. Here was a group of like-minded people clustered in a strange corner of the internet, developing a vocabulary, forming a shared worldwide, inventing new storylines to help make sense of the world. Villains were conjured from thin air and elaborate backstories attached to them. Galaxy brain pattern finding provided the narrative satisfaction that reality could not. How different, in essence, was this universe from one inhabited by anti-vaxxers or 9/11 truthers or Pizzagate enthusiasts? Are they not animated by the same urge that animates crime obsessives? To impose order on chaos, to gamify unpredictable actual life. As John Mathis pointed out to me, when you have an environment of fear and uncertainty, you tend to get this type of rampant speculation that's divorced from evidence. Devotees of the Moscow case would no doubt push back on this notion. They might argue that their hobby is benign, that they're just killing time on the internet, indulging in a bit of frivolous speculation for fun. But the consequences of this kind of conspiracy thinking are never contained to their virtual communities. They've dribbled out into real-life communities where real-life people are affected. Isn't that the truth? 2 weeks after I left Moscow, the University of Idaho announced that it planned to demolish the Gray House at 1122 King Road. The house sits halfway up a hill surrounded by squat apartment buildings and unassuming homes. Before the murders, it was known as a hub of off-campus social activity. The roommates liked to throw parties, and local police had responded to several noise complaints. On the day I visited, there were still signs of before. A Christmas wreath hung on the door, string of lights dangled above the back patio. The question of what to do with the house has been a subject of debate in town. It's still a crime scene at the moment, but some locals wanted to see it restored and preserved in honor of the victims. These students had good times in that house. That argument went, why let their memories be overshadowed by the murders? But there was a bleak reality to contend with. As long as the house was standing, it seemed an unnerving stream of sightseers and sleuths would continue to turn up in the neighborhood. There was no going back. And that's the end of that one. I thought that was a pretty good article. And I have it, I think I have it linked in the description too, but I'll throw it in the chat for you guys, just in case you want to read it on your own. And it does have a option where you can play it and it'll talk through it for you. And it's not very robotic, actually. It's a gentleman and he sounds kind of nice. He has like a accent. You wonder if Brian, Brooklyn said, I wonder if Brian suffered a brain injury that caused his issues. Oh, maybe. I know he used to box. He might have been hit in the head too many times. Yeah, but Brooklyn, I mean, I've been hit in the head too many times and I'm cool. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, but no, I understand that. My psychiatrist asked me today, she's like, how many times did you hit your head in an accident? I was like, how many times do you think? I was like, I don't know. I was throwing around that car. BK followed, Robert said, MK and X on Instagram. This may have followed seeing them at the Mad Greek. I wonder if BK planned to assault M using his knife as a scare tactic. Maybe. I mean, I think that Maddie was probably his target. That's where my head is going. And I know that, so whenever the news, I turn my camera back on. So whenever the news broke that Brian Kohlberger was arrested, we were live. We were on a live, and I remember going to Instagram and checking his Instagram, and I swear he followed 3 people on there. And, but then like everything got shut down like right away. And then all these fake pages started popping up. So we didn't know which was like real or what was like not real. But we literally looked it up like right when he was arrested. So I don't think anybody really would have had time to create a lot of accounts. Hopefully, maybe I can go back to that live. We can like replay that live, because that's a shocker. We were literally on the live, and one of you guys came in. I don't even know who it was. I wish I knew. I wish I remember which one of y'all came in here and disrupted the live like that, saying Brian Kohlberger suspects in custody. I think it was like there's an announcement or something was going to be had, and we were like, what? Like it was, yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. So let me see what else I have. Oh, I looked up visual snow, the definition. I put it into the chat, but if you didn't see it in the chat, it says, and you're not sure what it is, it's a form of visual hallucination that is characterized by the perception of small bilateral stimulation, diffuse mobile dots, usually throughout the entire visual field, but it can be partial, and it is present in all conditions of illumination, even with the eyes closed. I'll close my eyes, see if I can see something, but I can't. Oh, look. It gives you... Let me open this image. Oh. Shit. Oh. That's what it would be like. I don't like that. You always thought Kaylee was the target? There's no way she didn't post pics, etc., that she was in town. People, it can be her because he wouldn't know she was in town. But I bet he did. She just posted, like, she posted the pictures right before they went out, and there's one in her room. I think it was like a Be Real picture, and it's her in her room too. So like, yeah, people knew exactly where she was. Because I think the Be Real app, it tracks you, because I used to have the Be Real app. I got it during the Kylie Rodney case. I think I finally just deleted it. Like, yeah, I just deleted it a couple weeks ago. It was on my phone since September. But that's visual snow. Oh yeah, here, I was reading that. When Kaylee intervened, it involved into murders. BK may have thrown K on M, then covered them before leaving. Definitely could have. Heading back down the sliding door, BK saw X. She wanted back to her bedroom, and the second and third murders occurred. That could definitely have happened. So yeah, it's all over. Yeah. Okay. Keep the memes coming. They're the best. They're the best. They really are. They really, really are. Did it? Oh, maybe it's still coming through. I'll have to keep looking, because those are funny. They're comedic. I don't see it yet, but maybe it's coming in. Yeah, so that's the visual snow. Let me see what else I have here. I got all kinds of stuff open up. now. So let me pause this. So our friend Ashley, the Book of Life, I think that's her name. Ashley is in the Book of Life on TikTok. Her TikTok account is down. She had posted some new videos, and we were going to do a live over because she had posted like 30 new videos. And I was like, this is going to be like really good stuff, you know? And then the next day it was gone. I was like, damn, should have did the live. So she's also her own lawyer. No, she's not Donna. Oh, I didn't know that. Of course she is. She's going to bring out her cards and stuff, you know? We didn't even really see her tarot cards that much. But it says, down here, it says, oops, sorry. A TikToker who claimed a University of Idaho professor was behind the 4 killings in Moscow last year is standing by her accusations in new court documents filed last week, saying the statements she made were substantially true, so the professor has no right to sue her for defamation. She said that Miss Schofield, the professor, and Kaylee were having an affair, and that Jack found out, and that Jack and the professor were in cahoots to kill them together. That's what she was throwing out on the internet. And she says that that's fine. They're substantially true. You got the names right? What did she get true? You got the names right? Oh my lordy, get me in the courtroom with her. I would love it. It says, Rebecca Schofield, a professor at the University of Idaho, filed a defamation lawsuit in December of 2022 against TikTok personality Ashley Gilliard for her false statements about the murders that went viral on the social media site. One TikTok accusing Schofield of the murders received 2.5 million views. Wow. Schofield later sued when Gilliard refused to take her videos down. Gilliard claimed that she has spiritual abilities that led her to believe Schofield was behind the killings of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonzalez in a plot to conceal an affair with Gonzalez, and sent those tips to Moscow Police Department. Rather, Brian Kohlberger, 23, is charged with the murders and faces the death penalty if convicted. Moscow police have even said publicly that Schofield is not involved. She wrote in her lawsuit, she was out of town when the murders occurred on November 13th, 2022, and did not know any of the students. Gilliard filed multiple counterclaims in response to Schofield's lawsuit on July 10th. Gilliard now says she was silenced by Schofield's attorneys and that Schofield conspired with her attorneys to avoid prosecution in the murders. No, we all saw the videos on her TikTok. She was like going to say she had the paperwork in her hand. She said she's going to wipe her ass with it and stuff. Like, we saw that. Like, what is she talking about? This woman's nuts. Plaintiff Rebecca Schofield is at least 51% at fault for being accused for the allegations. Therefore, the plaintiff, Rebecca Schofield, may not recover damages, Gilliard writes in her counterclaims, as she is representing herself, you're right, in the matter. She's a psychic tarot reader, and now she's a lawyer. Oh man, she's got and a TikTok personality. She's got a lot going. What the heck? The screen just turned black. What did I do that for? I didn't do that on purpose. Okay. Oh, maybe you can like exit out there, but that's okay. I'll leave it black. I think it makes the writing stand out a little bit more. It says, Gilliard says that she suffered damages from the publicity of the suit rather than Schofield, who previously stated the false claims from TikTok have damaged her reputation and caused her to fear for her life and family. Schofield's attorneys, Wendy Olson, Elijah Watkins, and Corey Cornone, responded in a filing calling Gilliard's comments in the opposition brief increasingly inflammatory. Gilliard is free to practice any spirituality that she likes, but the spirituality does not excuse attacking another person's reputation or warrant using the court as a platform to harass Professor Schofield, drive up litigation expenses, and further Gilliard's scheme to make millions of dollars, the attorneys write. They say Gilliard has never even alleged a single fact to support her false statements, and her claims are distasteful. Her attorneys are asking a judge to dismiss Gilliard's counterclaims and award Schofield her attorney fees. Schofield now has a GoFundMe organized by her friend and colleague in order to help with costs associated with the lawsuit. As of Wednesday, her GoFundMe has raised $14,055.
And new at
Oops.
4, a Latah County District
What's-
Judge says a transcript and
I was like, what's going on? Okay, that was weird. But yeah, so she's, oh my lord, oh my lord, she's representing herself. Why? Why do they make it so easy? Like, I feel bad for her kid. I think she has a kid. Man, so does anybody have a huge platform on TikTok? Like, how much do you make over there? Do you make money on TikTok? Like, I mean, like a lot? Like, shit, bye, y'all. Peace. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But I mean, because like she had 2.5 million views. I wonder how much that would get you, like, on TikTok. Like, how much money? Because that's a lot. That's probably a lot of money. It's probably a lot of money. Oh my god, she's probably got them all. Let me see. Let me see if I can like Google it. If your video has 10 million views on TikTok, you'll earn about $500. Really? Yeah, I guess it's not that much. 2 to 4 cents per 1,000 views. That's a tough audience over there. You don't get much more on the YouTube app, but you know, a little bit. I think you get a little bit more than that. I think that's like really all I had for tonight. I have a big show tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have seen the new still image that's floating around. It's like just a still image of the camera outside of the 1112 King Road house. I've made Vincent do some research today on the cameras because we knew that they were a light bulb camera, but we didn't know like what brand they were and all of that, like the capabilities and stuff. They're literally like $16 on Amazon. I'm about to buy one just so I can play around with it. I'd rather go to work. I'd rather look at paint dry. So that's why we don't really do the videos here. We're not, and Crime Sleuthing will remember this. My nose is itching so bad, like right on the little tip there. Sorry. You'll remember Kylie Rodney. I cannot do videos now like that, like where you have to look at something like a vehicle or something because of Kylie Rodney. The overlay videos were just so many, vast, so many overlay videos. I'm like still traumatized. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's way less than here. Yeah. Can you imagine? Why is my nose itching right here on like it does that sometimes. It's like right on the tip. It's the drugs. Oh yeah, I really kissed my butt. Yeah, no, really Crime Sleuthing. I'm like, someone said like they did a car overlay and I'm like, no. Of course I watched the overlays of the car, but you know, I was just like, no. If I want to make $500, I'll go to the strip club in Brooklyn. And all in $2 bills too, you know? Yeah, only $500. Man, TikTok, you're a hard app. I mean, you don't get like a ton of money on, I mean, you get way more on YouTube for 2.5 million views. I don't have any videos that are near that. So everybody go view my videos. I did actually put out a video today though. We kind of went over it in the live, but it was over Ethan Chapin's family, his mom and dad and his brother Hunter and his sister Maisie. They got to meet Morgan Whalen at his concert, so it was nice. Am I hitting the slips? Yeah, and that's what it feels like. Like my nose keeps itching. That's what people are gonna say. I think it's dry right there, but I didn't want to like just keep itching it and I'll point it out because I'm like scratching my nose there. I would be like, what's she doing? What's she doing over there? Oh, I don't know. You're going to cover it? How do you pronounce her last name? Shabazness? I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, but I know who you're talking about, and I know, like, I don't know the case that well. I thought about covering it because, like, we do need another case to cover. I mean, we have a couple, but, you know, they're kind of seeing a resolution at most. And then I did do a video, and I saw you did a video too on Madalena Kochikari, so that could be a good outcome, a more positive outcome than what I was thinking. So It's none of your shit business. There's gonna be so many memes, so many more. We might have to cover the case because I heard she's a nutbag, and we like that. Sounds like there's thunder out there. Is it? Is it raining? Is it raining? It didn't. I don't think it was, but it sounds like something. Oh my Lord, it is. Oh, it's thundering. The dogs aren't at the door. Vincent. Oh. She just heard me. She heard me say dog. I heard her call her. Like I heard her put her head up. It's because Vincent's here. Because he wasn't here the other night and she was trying to come through that door. She said someone on her team found it. Yeah. That's okay, Glowbug. You changed your picture. What is that? I'm like, okay, you're going to have to help me out here. I don't know what it is. Why can't I tell what it is? I'm like looking, but is that a cat in a blanket? Oh my Lord. It is. Oh, I can see it now. It took me a minute. I can see it better over here and it's smaller. I know, like you guys are probably like, man, I'm blind in one eye, y'all. I like it. Your cat's cute. Aw. My cat's birthday was yesterday, and I shouted out my mom's birthday, and I didn't shout. Well, no, I did shout out Rocky. I did. I showed a picture of him. I shouted him out. I forgot. Okay. See? He's been looking at me weird today. Her little picture, Glowbug's picture's a cat in a blanket. It looks like cat in blanket. How's your son, Glowbug? Everybody okay? You doing okay? So my cat's birthday was yesterday as well. He's like 15 now. He's been rocking it. Yeah, let us know how everything's going, Glowbug. I want to know. Let me see. Oh, guess what else? Old girl, not detective. Dr. Ramslin, you know, the professor that taught Brian Koberger, she wouldn't touch this case with a 10-foot pole, you know, like she's just like, will not come near it. She won't do like any interviews. She spoke out on Rex Huberman on the Lisk case, the Long Island case. I was like, are you for real? So we're gonna do another live on that too, of course, because that's just gonna be an ongoing investigation, but. Oh, he's walking around good. It's a dog in a blanket. It looks like a cat to me. Why am I seeing a cat? Man, I'm blind. I think my sight's getting worse because this is only like a part of my notes, but I had my notes today, like they're double spaced and they're on 14 font and I couldn't hardly read them, guys. I need to order those glasses. I picked out a pair. I'm going to order them tomorrow. Doing it. The Chamberlain ones were the ones that everyone voted on. So I'm just going to order those tomorrow because I have to. I have astigmatism now, they said. I'm starting to get astigmatism. I only got the one eye. And when I drive at night, it's like the lights. It's like spooky. But Vincent has astigmatism too, so it's perfect. Not really. But I'm glad your baby's doing good. Ellie is my red-nosed pitty. Oh, that's her Pennywise blanket. I'm glad that you have her in a Pennywise blanket because you know Carly may have been abducted by Pennywise. Oh, you can click on it? How do you click on it? I don't know how to do that. I'm not on my phone. Let me do this. Look at this. I can do this. I'm still seeing a cat here, guys. I don't know. When I blow it up, it makes it look more squinty. For some reason, I see a cat with its paw out like this. You're going to have to just come up sometimes and bring the doggy on there. Aww. Well, I love animals. I thought it was a cat. I don't know what I'm seeing. Oh. What? I can see the doggy now. I can see a dog now. But it does look like a cat with its paw like this. But I can see a dog. It just is really taking me a while. It's one of those things. It's like the pictures you got to look at for a long time, and then you'll see something. Kind of like in the Idaho case with all the still shots that are out. If we look at it long enough, guys, something's going to change. I'm thinking about literally slapping some paint on a wall and like videotaping it and doing a TikTok just for fun. Brooklyn, Catherine Ramsland is a G. I wish she would just say something about this case because I want to know her take on it. I've watched her for a long time. She's on Oxygen a lot, ID channel, like those kind of channels. But yeah. Yeah. That's cute. Her name's Jelly. Oh, that's a cute name. They found something in his backyard. Well, they said something about maybe they think one of the murders may have been committed at his house. Did you guys hear about that? I was like, ooh, his wife divorces him. She's already filed for divorce. Smart lady, smart cookie. I guess BTK's wife did the same thing. They filed for like an emergency divorce or whatever, annulment. I don't know what it's called, but and she got approved for it. So he's gonna be all by himself. In other news, Alec Murdaugh, his selfies that he's been posting, they're not going to his family members because I guess his family and his friends have like cut all communication with him since he's been in jail. Maybe after the first couple of weeks him getting in there, which I knew they were going to do that. I knew they would because you could tell in the phone conversations he was having with his sister-in-law or whatever it was, she didn't want to be on the phone with him. She was just wanting to get to the trial, get his ass in jail, and then be done with it. But yeah, he's going to be done. I saw the thing about the dress today. What happened with that? Wasn't the person that did something with that dress killed or they murdered someone or something? But I saw that dress as blue. I saw it as blue. But a lot of people saw it as gold and white. I saw it as blue. I'll put the comment up here. Do you remember the dress? Remember it was what happened with that? I forget. I saw the story, but I forget what it said. Something about someone got killed or something. Thick Pawpaw got a shorty on the outside. We'll see. We'll see. Did you read your searches? His Google searches? We read the Google ones. But I couldn't even read his Google searches out loud. I had to just put them up on the video and have you guys read them out. Oh, attempted? Ooh. I remember seeing News Nation or somebody had a clip on it and I watched it, but it was something quick and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Ooh, look at that. People just be crazy. People be crazy. Okay. Well, tomorrow we're going to do our live around 7:15 or 8:15. And I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. He was battering his wife. Oh, man. He's a big dude. Can you imagine somebody that massive coming after you? Oh, yeah. So we're going to watch the Nancy Grace because Nancy Grace did one on Carly, too. So she's coming back with some stuff for us. I noticed that. I saw that she did two on Long Island, the Lisk. And then people call him Gilgo Beach. I never referred to him as Gilgo Beach. I always referred to him as Long Island serial killer. So I'm just going to call him Lisk. But she did two videos on him. And I was like, ooh, maybe we should watch them both. My tax dollars paid for Alex Murdaugh and his tablet selfies. Oh, I told you guys in the chat. I don't know if you guys saw it. But when you guys came into the live, I don't know if it tells you guys that. But I guess that if you guys send a super chat now, it gives me the option to love it or like it. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. I'm like, that's really cool. I mean, we shout them out anyway. That's what, of course we would shout them out. But I guess you can like it or love it. I don't know. Maybe just you can do it on the video. Pretty cool though. I like that. I like that option. But I hope you guys have a good evening tonight. Sleep tight. I'm going to go to bed soon, I think. Probably not. I know me. But I need to. I didn't sleep at all last night. I had a cat and a dog laying on me, and I couldn't say no to them. My nose is still itching. I got lotion. I'm going to put some on. Wonder if I have, hair on my face. Ashley, I asked the same thing. I said, where's his nips in the picture? Because they were gone. Oh, you're welcome, Dreamcatcher. So good to see you in here. Man, it's really raining out there. I'm surprised the internet didn't go out. Nah, we're hardwired into this biatch. We're good. We ain't never going out. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. But I'll see you guys all tomorrow on the live. Like I said, I'm going to do one afternoon, evening. Maybe I'll put up a poll and we'll see like what time's the best time to do one for you guys. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your evening with me, and have a good weekend if I don't see ya. Bye, guys.